Welcome to the BuzzFlix, bringing you the latest news from around the world. On August 8, 2025, the Philippines released a new national map, renaming a vast stretch of the South China Sea as the West Philippine Sea within its exclusive economic zone. This is more than symbolism. It's a direct challenge to China's sweeping maritime claims. By publishing this map, Manila cements its 2016 international legal victory, drawing a line Beijing refuses to recognize. The move is a bold assertion of sovereignty, rooted in international law, and aims to solidify the Philippines' claims for future generations. The South China Sea is a global flashpoint, with overlapping claims from China, Vietnam, Malaysia, Brunei, and Taiwan. Recent confrontations between Chinese and Filipino vessels have heightened tensions. The new map escalates the dispute from skirmishes at sea to a formal, state-sanctioned declaration. Nearly a third of global maritime trade passes through these waters, making the stakes enormous. The region is believed to hold vast reserves of oil and gas, further raising the stakes for energy security. The map is a political statement, forcing other nations to clarify their positions. It sets the stage for a new chapter in the South China Sea saga, one that will test the limits of international law and diplomacy. Manila's message is clear. Sovereignty can be asserted not just with warships but with ink and paper. The world is now watching to see how this bold move will reshape the region. The new Philippine map, released by NAMRIA, clearly labels the West Philippine Sea, covering the nation's 200 nautical mile exclusive economic zone. It rejects China's 9-dash line and charts features like Scarborough Shoal and parts of the Spratlys as Philippine territory under international law. The map is a technical document, not a political sketch. Its boundaries are drawn according to UNCLOS, based on scientific baselines. It includes detailed undersea features, reinforcing claims to resources above and below the seabed. Notably, China's 9-dash line is absent. Instead, the map respects the maritime zones of Vietnam and Malaysia. Manila positions itself as a nation adhering to global norms, seeking the legal and moral high ground. The map will be distributed in schools, government offices, and embassies, embedding the West Philippine Sea into national consciousness. This is cartographic nationalism, using maps to shape identity and assert rights. The goal: ensure future generations of Filipinos understand and defend their maritime heritage. The map transforms a legal victory into a tangible reality for citizens and the world. The Philippines' new map is grounded in the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, or UNCLOS, ratified by both the Philippines and China. UNCLOS grants coastal states a 200 nautical mile exclusive economic zone, giving sovereign rights to resources within that area. The map simply visualizes rights the Philippines already possesses under international law. The 2016 Hague Tribunal ruling was a turning point, invalidating China's 9-dash line and affirming Philippine rights to key features. China rejected the ruling, but it remains legally binding and widely recognized. By incorporating the tribunal's findings, Manila moves from legal theory to practical application. The map is a powerful piece of evidence in global opinion, showing the Philippines' commitment to a rules-based order. It's not about expansionism, but about upholding international treaties. The map allows Manila to rally support from nations invested in UNCLOS. It symbolizes the struggle between unilateral power and collective security under international law. When presented in diplomatic forums, the map is both a claim and a statement of principle. The Philippines is determined to govern its maritime space according to the law, not historical fiction. The Philippine government frames the new map as an act of sovereignty and a tool for governance. It's essential for managing resources, enforcing laws, and ensuring maritime safety. The map is a response to years of foreign encroachment and a rallying point for national pride. West Philippine Sea has become a symbol of defiance and dignity. By formalizing the name, the government unites the nation around a common cause. Manila argues that clarity, not ambiguity, reduces conflict and enables straightforward negotiations with neighbors. The map respects UNCLOS defined zones of other states, promoting regional stability. It's also a legacy, securing resources like fish, oil, and gas for future generations. The map is a declaration. The Philippines will protect its maritime inheritance. It's an investment in the future, ensuring today's legal victories are not forgotten. The map stands as a permanent record of the nation's commitment to its sovereign rights. China swiftly dismissed the new Philippine map as illegal and void, reaffirming its 9-dash line and claims of indisputable sovereignty. Beijing sees the map as a provocation and a bid to legitimize an unlawful arbitration award. China is expected to increase its Coast Guard and militia presence in the West Philippine Sea, challenging Philippine activities. Gray zone tactics like shadowing ships and water cannon use are likely to intensify. China's state media frames the Philippines as a pawn of external powers, especially the US. Beijing will continue promoting its own maps and narrative internationally, creating a battle of the maps. Economically, China may apply subtle pressure, discouraging tourism, slowing investments, or creating trade barriers. The goal: impose costs on Manila and test its resolve, without pushing it fully into the arms of the US and its allies. China's response is a delicate balancing act. Too much pressure could backfire diplomatically in Southeast Asia. The new map puts Southeast Asian neighbors in a tricky spot. Vietnam and Malaysia quietly support Manila's adherence to UNCLOS, seeing it as strengthening their own claims, but public statements remain muted to avoid angering China. ASEAN's divisions are clear. Some members call for dialogue, others stay silent, wary of Beijing's economic clout. The map highlights ASEAN's struggle to present a united front on the South China Sea. Beyond the region, the US and allies like Japan, Australia, and the UK have voiced strong support for the Philippines and a rules-based maritime order. The map will be submitted to the United Nations, entering the international legal record. This challenges global bodies to acknowledge the map's UNCLOS basis, or risk appearing to side with China by omission. The map is a strategic move, forcing the international system to confront the gap between China's actions and its treaty obligations. Manila is betting on global support to counterbalance Beijing's pressure. The world is now forced to choose rules or power. At its core, the South China Sea dispute is about resources and trade. The West Philippine Sea is vital for Filipino fishermen, but overfishing, often by foreign fleets, threatens their livelihoods. The map asserts the Philippines' exclusive right to manage these waters and crack down on illegal fishing. Beneath the sea lie valuable oil and gas reserves, especially at Reed Bank, but Chinese intimidation has stalled exploration. The map is a legal foundation for inviting international energy investment, possibly with allied security guarantees. The region's sea lanes are crucial for global trade. Instability here affects supply chains and energy prices worldwide. By asserting claims under international law, Manila aligns with nations advocating freedom of navigation. The map is a stand against unilateral control of trade routes. But China is a major trading partner, and economic retaliation is a real risk. Manila must weigh the long-term value of resources and sovereignty against short-term economic costs. The bet international support and resource security will outweigh Beijing's pressure. The new map could stabilize the region by clarifying claims under international law, reducing ambiguity and miscalculation. It sets a precedent for other claimants to define their zones according to UNCLOS. But in the short term, tensions will rise. China sees the map as a direct challenge and will likely intensify gray zone tactics. The risk of confrontations at sea increases, raising the stakes for all involved, especially with the US-Philippines Defense Treaty in play. The map draws a red line, making it harder for any side to back down without losing face. The US-Philippines alliance is now under scrutiny with clear boundaries for mutual defense. If ASEAN states follow Manila's lead, a unified front could pressure China to negotiate. If not, the Philippines risks isolation and emboldened Chinese actions. The map has set a new course, but the waters ahead are turbulent. The region waits to see if this move brings stability or a more dangerous standoff. By redrawing its map, the Philippines has made a bold, rules-based stand in the South China Sea. This is more than cartography. It's a declaration of sovereignty, a rejection of China's claims, and an embrace of international law. Manila has moved from protest to action, setting a new baseline for the region's future. The map aims to unite the nation, rally allies, and frame the dispute as law versus power. Tensions have risen, but the Philippines is betting on the long-term value of legal clarity and international support. The outcome will depend on the resolve of nations committed to a rules-based order. The question now: will this map pave the way for stability, or mark the next phase in a high-stakes contest? The world is watching as the Philippines charts its course through uncharted waters.